Hello nerds and welcome back to a Loquacious Kosmo video. Today we're talking about AI because we are original. Anyhow, make sure to subscribe if you care and yeah, let's get into it. Logan Paul just made an AI movie, let's call it. It's 15 minutes long anyhow. And it sucks, but that's not the point. The point is that basically he made a movie and he's a superhero in it with his brother and they're the good people, I guess, the good people, yeah, how ironic. And he's like a peacock guy, but he has a connection with parrots or something, I do not understand, I did not see the whole thing, but I've seen enough to understand what is going on here, and why this is idiotic. Anyhow, so I think like it's called something like we made the movie that is 30 million, or a ludicrous number that makes no sense long. You know, it's like $30 million movie, which what are you doing, man? What are you doing with your life? But yeah, basically just Logan Paul beating some people up and then, diffusing, closing a prog. I do not understand. You do not really care about the plot. The thing is that it's 100% AI, completely AI. This made me think, first of all, is AI art? And second of all, if we say that AI is art, no matter what I say in the first thing, if we say that AI is art, then are you an artist by prompting an AI to make something? So let's begin with that actually, because it's easier to explain, I guess. So, are you an artist if we say that AI is art? No, you're not. And let me just clear my case here. Basically, and you've all heard of it, alright? Basically, you are just a customer that asks the painter or the artist, the sculptor, whatever, to create the thing that you asked for. If I go like to Fiverr, that's the easiest thing, alright? And I search for, oil painters and I'm like, hey dude, I want my favorite YouTuber, JamesKosmo, please subscribe. A portrait of him. And like they make something beautiful. Am I the artist? No, I'm not. It's the same thing with AI. If we consider that AI imagery is art, then AI itself is the artist. Again, I do not believe that. This is just go on that place for a second. Just let's think that this is the case, because you have to play with their rules. And even then it falls apart. So if AI is art, AI images is art, then the AI model itself is the artist, not you. And can you be a good prompter, I guess? Yes, you can. Just like how you can be a good prompter in real life, dude. If you've made art for anyone, and I do not mean AI art, could you imagine someone asking someone else to make them AI art? That would be hilarious anyhow. If you're a person that does this and like does this very regularly, or you are good with computers, or you understand how the algorithm works of AI, then you can be a really good prompter, alright? I can see that, but that is exactly the same as in real life, because if you've ever tried working with anyone, you know that communication is key, and some people are good communicators, other people are bad communicators. Does that translate one-to-one to prompts? Not, once again, because you have to have some knowledge on the AI itself, or experience. But it's still the same thing. You are the guy asking for it, and then there are some people that are like, yeah, no, these people are not artists, they just ask things. But no, I'm different. I'm not like the other girls. I'm different because I go back to it and I ask it a second time. And sometimes, let me tell you on a little secret why my AI art is better than everyone else, so diversity. Because I go sometimes 3 times and I ask 3 times the AI, and maybe sometimes I open Photoshop and I blur the background and I ask the AI a 4th time to change it. And I'm so good at anatomy, man. Please like me, Jaza. Alright, anyhow, that was some slander towards Shadowversity, and I'm supposed to be also a determinist. Anyhow, that's a topic for another video, yes. So, you see, this falls apart very quickly just by saying that if I ask an artist to make me something, and then I ask him once again to make me something, I'm not an artist, I'm just annoying. That's the thing, man. I do not know what to tell you. And then if I'm like, alright, artist, look at me, alright, I've just smudged the background that you've made, can you remake it? They're gonna look at you weird, and they're gonna do it. Are you the artist? No, you're not. And then there are other people that are like, oh dude, I modeled, or I drew this cool character, or this cool object. AI, can you put it in a drawing, and the drawing comes out, the thing is there, and they're like, I'm an artist. No, you're not. No, you're not. Yes, you are an artist because you made the thingy, and if you do that regularly, then yeah, you can consider yourself an art maker, but you're not, making art when you ask for that piece, because once again, it's like me being a customer and being like, hey dude, I just got this really cool Beyblade. Can you incorporate it in my oil painting that I asked of you to do? And they do it. I'm not the artist. So yeah, basically those are all my points. Please let me know in the comments if you find any, holes, metaphorical holes, obviously, in my arguments. And yeah, let me know anyhow. And then the second part, which is a bit more convoluted, everybody has left the video, now please don't. It is that is things that AI makes, like videos or imagery or whatever, can you consider it art? As of right now, I think that you cannot. Alright, and I'm not talking if you would consider it good art or if you would consider it bad art. No, I'm just saying if it is art in general. I stand that it's not as of now, and let me clear my case. Wait, is that an expression that people say? Anyhow, I think that behind each piece of art there has to be hello Wanderer Trader. Anyhow, there needs to be emotion behind it, human emotion or any type of emotion, because animals have made art before, and I think that it is art because there was emotion behind it. Do we know exactly what animals feel? No. Do we know that they feel things? Yes. So I think that there needs to be something felt, not an algorithm doing anything. So no, I do not think that it's art. I do not think that it is art. And you might be like, alright, but what if, there is a new algorithm that basically does a bunch of random, a bunch of random lines, for example, and you print that is art. And I think not again, once again. Because obviously there is like the game of life and stuff like that you can display, and it's very cool. And I would say that is art. But the thing is that I do not think that the actual product of that is art. I think that the actual making of the thing that made it is art. Does that make sense? No? Am I being too weird? Maybe, I do not know, man. But basically, if you write a piece of code, for example, that has some rules that say like draw a pixel, and like you spawn a bunch of pixels randomly, and it's like if that one pixel has a neighbor. Wait, we are in Minecraft. So for example, if you like spawn a bunch of random pixels and you give them a bunch of rules, alright? Imagine that this is an empty page, like piece of paper or a screen, alright? And you have a bunch of pixels and you give them like the rule of, if you have a neighbor, then multiply, for example, if you don't die, then, for example, these, all of them would die, and then this will multiply, and then this will go forever, right? And let's say that we stop the program here, for example, and we print this, alright? And we run it a bunch of times, so, we run the program again, new pixels get, like created, now this happens, for example, so now you have something like this, and it's very cool because it's made something, and you might be like, oh well, this is art, right? And I have to say that let's make this time day. And I have to say that the actual thing that was made cannot be considered art by itself because nobody made it except for the algorithm. But I can say that the algorithm is a piece of art because a human being made it. So like if I go to that code and I'm like I change a line of code and then I produce a piece of art in quotes, you would not be impressed by the art. You would not say that this is art. You would say that the code is the art. And if we say that for the AI, if you go by the same thing, then once again, the thing that it produces is not art. Is the way that it produces it art? Maybe. I would say that, yeah, maybe it is art, because I think that code is art. If you've coded anything, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about websites, that's very... But if you've coded anything else, like a video game, for example, you know that code can be considered art very easily. But now there is a hole in this argument, and I'm gonna say it, alright? The definition of art is not something that necessarily has feelings behind it. It is also if it is aesthetically pleasing. Now, I do not use this definition, you can call me weird about it, but I think that art is something that someone made with feelings behind it, no matter what the feelings are. Now, if you think that it can be something that just looks cool, then yeah, go for it, man. Then AI, yes, it is art, but that's, that is just definitions. That is just definition at this point. So yeah, so that is the only thing. That is the only thing that I have to say about that. So yeah, that was a video, I guess. Subscribe, nerds.